Hello, I am Nuze. Joined by me is Hiipfire.
Hello.
This is Essentials TF's coverage of ESU Community Rumble. We are going to be going into the playoffs now. We'll summarize the groups a little bit first, just to give you an overall picture of what's been happening. Hiipfire, do you want to take us through the overall picture just now?
All right. Well, so we had the Swiss stage. It was 10 teams that attended this LAN for the Swiss stage. Basically, it's just 5 rounds of best of one matchups, where it's mostly decided by how many wins you've gotten, which team you will be playing, and in the end, we got 4 teams out of that, which will be going into the double limb bracket, and well,
And those 4 teams. The seeding's maybe a bit surprising for most people, but it is just the groups. This doesn't determine too much. So Low Panda in the first seed, they've won all of their games and drew the last one against Pizza Polished. Pizza Polished in the second seed, they had won all their games, lost to Froyo and drew with Low Panda. And then Froyo in third seed, do you know what their record? They lost to Low Panda, drew... I'm not sure what their results were. Anyway, they're third seed, and then the one team from the open teams, the Minions in Pajamas, they're in the fourth seed. So the game that we're going to be going into to start the playoffs is going to be the Froyotech Pizza Polished game. That should be an interesting one, and we're in best of 3s now rather than the best of 1s for the start of the tournament. So, I mean,
I might see some more unusual maps being picked this time, because most of the pick and bans were relatively safe. Immediately banning like product, and we did actually get to see Reckoner in.
Yeah.
We all saw that game, but
probably the most talked about map so far this tournament.
Definitely, yeah, the Low Panda Froyo game that went 4-2 in Low Panda's favor, but. We might see product, we might see sunshine as well, instead of just the standard like 4 process gully snake process.
Yeah, I was surprised to see Reckoner being played by Froyotech, considering they don't play it in North America. I would have thought that would have been banned when it came to best ones, but I guess maybe they were just in the state of mind, we should try it, see how it goes on LAN.
Yes.
Probably not their best decision thus far. But again, it doesn't affect the bracket too much. This will be the upper bracket round 1 that we're watching. We'll probably be taking it to picks and bans later, but there's more to talk about. Any players so far that have been standing out to you for the Swiss round?
Obviously for Low Panda, for the Froyo series, or Froyo best of 1 that they won, Pappy showed up really well, really hard. He definitely, even though he's like the sub, and you have the big shoes of Ubers to fill, he has done quite well during this LAN to just pick up the slack, and he's definitely someone to watch out for.
I think there's big names on a few of the teams. I'm not sure who's the real linchpin for Minions, but I think thus far there's been a few big performances for Froyotech. Bani, always consistently good, and I think Habib's been really turning up, hitting a lot of crazy shots. Just when they played Pizza Polished on Gully Wash, Habib did just monolithic amounts of damage at every mid-fight. They couldn't really do anything, and I think that's probably one of Froyo's strongest maps at this stage. I think it just complements the strengths of their players. But Pizza Polished, let's talk about those guys. Who's your standout player for them?
This is really bad. I'm not sure about a standout player, because I haven't really been like looking at the stats of the games. I've just been looking at their like overall results. But going into this LAN, I was definitely looking out for. For me, the demo mains, Adiski and Smira, were the ones that I'm like kind of curious about, because I've always really liked Smira as a player, and I was kind of sad when Antic died, so I'm like, we're gonna see him on LAN again. Yeah. So I'm definitely excited to see him, and obviously Adiski.
Yeah, Smira's always a big LAN player, and he was playing really well in their last game against Froyotech. I think Adiski, well, they are the demo mains of the team, but I think they're both doing quite a bit of the calling. In most of Smira's teams recently, he's been the main caller, and I think Adiski was the main caller on Ascent when he was playing with, the Prem newcomers.
Yeah.
So I think they're both contributing quite a bit, and whereas I think maybe it's not as well reflected in the stats for Adiski as it is for Smira, but they both contribute a lot to the game. And they were running a lot of banners as well. Low Panda were doing that. Both Pappy and Mookie running the banners. I'd like to see more of that. I don't think Froyo have done that at all.
I don't think they've explored it too much. They're just, I don't know. It's not really. It's surprising. Not really a thing in NA. I guess I think I've seen like one game where it's been used. Like they're more just seem to just be playing the same way. But they do, at least they do something different from EU in the form with like shotgun pockets and stuff like that, which is kind of cool. But yeah, I don't know. They like to just play standard, just play to the way they've played before. And I mean, it's also like they obviously just in NA it doesn't happen. So they maybe don't really see it succeeding as much as EU players might.
I guess the only thing that maybe gives Froyotech a bit of a shaky reputation thus far on the LAN was that loss against Low Pander. But I mean, if you're trying to look at it objectively, it was the first day of playing. They don't play Reckoner like I don't think Carbuglio knew the calls for the map. So when it gets to the stage where it's best of threes and we're going to see a lot more maps being played, I think it's going to be hard for Low Pander or Pizza Polish to give Froyo a good game over the course of 3 maps. Yeah. But anyway, don't want to take it away too long. I think we've got a lot of players in the server, so we'll probably take it to pre-game soon. For now, though, we do have pick bands to look at as well. We've got a nice little graphic on the stream that will show that for you. In the meantime, though, while we're waiting for games to get started, be sure to enter the meme competition that's going on the forums. Nice little pictures of me and TurboTabs on Twitter, sorry. And the best entries will be picked by me and TurboTabs for a chance to win this lovely Plantronics Rig 500E headset. Do you have any entries? Hiipfire, any memes?
I'm not too good with the Photoshop, so I'm gonna let the other people. I've seen some good ones already, so I don't think I can match up to those people.
You're not interested in the Plantronics headset?
Well, I mean, it's more that I don't think I have a chance
to win. It's a game changer.
Oh, it is it definitely would be nice, but I mean, I think you've seen me play. Actually, I play with a condenser mic. Casted condenser mic. So I would actually like a headset again, but oh well.
All right, well, anyway. Shoutouts to Plantronics for all the support here, but we will take it to pick bands on the stream, so maybe we can get that graphic up. So we can see here, you can see Pizza Polished and Froyotech. We're going to do ban, pick, and another 2 bands to give us the deciding map. What can you expect here? So we start off with a ban Reckoner from Froyotech, to be expected. The only map they don't know, the only map they've lost. And now it's Pizza Polish ban. I think they're probably going to ban either Product or Gully Wash because, yeah, Gully Wash, Froyotech are kind of insane on. And as I was saying, Habib does like really well on those mid fights. He has so much control over the game. Now Froyotech are in a position to pick a map that Pizza Polished won't enjoy. I know they didn't want to play Product against Low Pander because of Mon's sniper play, but excluding that, I think Froyotech have some of the strongest scouts and team play that would probably make the most sense on Product. So I wonder what they'd be picking here.
Kind of interesting, yeah, because there's, I mean, especially with like how the EU map also recently changed, it makes it quite interesting because, you know, if Pizza Polish isn't like a very product-orientated team, then they're kind of in an awkward spot. They have like Product and Sunshine that they might not be decent at, because Sunshine's like new and NA players have been playing it for a while. So it's a bit awkward for both teams with Reckoner and Sunshine.
It's happened to EU LAN teams in the past where I think it was I-55 Reason chose to play Sunshine. Or they chose to play Product over Sunshine on the basis that they played more Product and Sunshine was a newer map. But you've got a risk playing against Froyo when it's Product because it's just, I don't know, I think it's a thing with banny teams. They're just too good at that map. That's why I was really surprised when they decided to ban it against Low Pander. I mean, Mr. Epic's sniper's pretty scary on that map, but I would have thought Banny had a bit more confidence in his team's abilities on that.
Oh, I mean, I mean, there's obviously, you know, confidence, but I feel like it might be a little a little too confident to just be like, you know, this guy's really good and they're really good on this map and we're going to play it against them anyway. Like that's
Yeah.
it's definitely like a risk because you could still like drop it or you could win and just completely shatter a team's mood mood. But I think he's more willing to just play it a little bit more safe. But
Okay. Well,
so at least what I'm
I
thinking.
think we've got a bit of a technical issue with the graphic, but we are going to be getting updates on the further picks and bans. So for Froyotech, they have picked Sunshine as the first map.
Well, that makes a bit of sense. You know, the map that I guess they have the most playtime on compared to the
Yeah.
EU players.
I mean, if they're both mixed teams, and Sunshine's been in the NA map pool
Yeah.
for quite a bit longer than the EU.
Yeah, that definitely works out that way then.
And then,
Oh,
okay, I think we have the games getting underway. I believe the next maps will be Snakewater and Gullywash, but we're having a look at the first mid here.
we have been
Okay.
baited. This is not actually the start.
The classic bait
Yeah,
of the game.
I see 5 people on the red team, and I was like, I wasn't 100% sure about it, and then I'm seeing like, oh, Alfie's on the other team, so yeah, this isn't right. All right, this is I haven't been baited that hard.
Yeah, so it looks like Sunshine's first map, as Froyo picked, and then Pizza Polished picked Snakewater,
Yes, that sounds.
and then
yes.
the remaining maps they would have banned
Product,
Product and Badlands,
yes.
leaving us with a Gullywash decider.
Um,
So, I mean, the first map, I think, in almost every eventuality that I can think of, Froyo win this. It would be a big, big upset for a European mixed team to beat a North American mixed team.
yeah, definitely. I mean, especially since
Predominantly American map.
and I mean, especially for this EU mixed team in particular, like, part of these players haven't even played like this season, so it's even more awkward. Like, I think like half of the team hasn't played a Sunshine official since like I don't remember when Sunshine was last in the map pool, but like since then. So
Yeah.
it would be extra rusty. Like at least they have some players like Credu, who has obviously played, who's actively playing, but yeah, it's definitely going to be quite interesting. Though I know one thing, it is an active pug map
Yeah.
on PugChamp, so there is,
Yeah, that is
I mean,
true.
it is a mixed team. So if they play, they play
Quite
a lot.
a few pug players.
Yeah, some of them play a
both
lot of
these
pugs.
teams.
So yeah, so if they could maybe scramble just some well-structured pushes through, but we'll see. It probably is going to rely a lot more on.
Because one
on
of the things I
yeah.
thought Pizza Polished were pretty good at on Gullywash when they were playing Low Panda was their last defenses were really good, and their last pushes were really good. And I think that's probably a lot in part due to just having experience on those maps and being familiar with positions and holds and adapting with off-glassing. But yeah, it's like you're saying, I think Sunshine was brought back into the ETFL map pool this season,
Yes.
but I don't know how up-to-date Pizza Polish players will be on
Yeah.
the meta of positions and holds on Sunshine,
Definitely,
whereas
yes.
that's been in the NA map pool for a while now.
Yeah, they never. I don't think they ever removed it. They just kept going with it, and so there's no rust to be shaken off there.
Also, though, I mean, I don't know if parallel can be drawn because it's not exactly a full Froyo team, but Sunshine's the map that Froyo have always. It's the one map that they're weakest on that they lose to the EVLSN teams, and they've lost it more than twice now in like big games. So maybe it is a bit of a weakness for them. Snakewater is kind of the wild card map. Hold on.
Oh,
Looking at.
there's some. Oh, there was a bit of a
Okay, yeah,
miscommunication.
there's a bit of miscommunication. So it was first ban Reckoner by Froyo, then a ban of Gullywash by Pizza Polished. Then Froyo picked Sunshine. Pizza Polished picked Process as the second map. Then it was Product and Badlands banned and Snakewater Decider.
Yes.
So Sunshine, I think, it's Froyo's map pick, and I think it pretty heavily favors them.
Yeah.
Unless
Yeah.
a few things happen, and some Pizza Polish players go big, and Froyo players make a few careless mistakes, then in that situation, I could see it being a very close game. But what I'd expect is Froyo to come out on top on Sunshine, and then when it goes to process, I think we'll see a bit of a closer game than Sunshine. I mean, it is Pizza Polish's map pick, but I think that plays well to their strengths because it's an open map. It's good for scouts. I mean, Credu's really talented, and he was playing really well against Lopander. And I think it's good for Soldier aggression. And I think maybe Adiski's new to Soldier, or it's his land debut on Soldier, and Alfie's not one of the more mechanically gifted players on the team. But I think when they coordinate, it works well. And they were doing that a lot against Lopander. So I think they could make process work. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you need to you need to look a little bit, or be a little bit optimistic about everything to because you can't be too pessimistic. It's going to be, but yeah, I mean they have a pretty decent shot. I mean Snakewater isn't like a complete wash, might not be a complete wash either, because it definitely is a bit of a chance that they might let stuff through, but I don't know. We'll see exactly what's going to happen. But
and then it'll be Snakewater as the decider rather than the second map. So
yes.
that's an interesting one. We're going to be watching some pregame just now, and hopefully we don't get baited this time when they're ready up. It'll actually be real video games. At the moment, I like to see this the pizza skins and the North American or the American flag skins.
Oh, I love the skins. The war paints are so good. But it seems to only really be Ban who has the American flag. Only player really representing. I mean, they have some Canadian players, so like American flag doesn't really fit for everyone.
You know Zesty and how he moved to North America. Yeah. He was saying straight away after the update, the first thing he got was an American flag warpaint skin, and I was like, wow.
He's completely given up his roots. This is disappointing.
Zesty's now fully NA.
If you're watching this, I'm very disappointed.
Shouts to Zesty,
Yeah, shouts out.
Great guy. Anyway, lots of farming going on in the pregame by the Froyotech players.
Yeah, it's probably Pizza Polish.
Pregame analysis is one of my favorite things.
Ah, yes. Well, we see two AFK soldiers. Is this going to be a metaphor for the game itself?
Who knows?
We have the scouts.
Let's watch Credu. Let's watch Credu in pregame.
Oh, so hungry Credu.
He's a talented gamer. I don't know if they can be brought on stream, but we've got our own little monitors to watch, and he's two-shotting everything right now, this guy.
Oh, he's ready. they just readied up as well, so we're actually going to be waiting. We're waiting on the Americans now. I think most of them. I see an AFK Garbuglio
tagged up with the Swift tag.
Oh,
I think he still has the avatar as well.
Yeah, it definitely does. Oh, but readying up.
Looks like we're going live.
Let's go.
So who are you going to be watching today, Hiipfire?
Let's see. I want to see. I mean, you were a little bit negative about it, but I want to see Alfie. I want to see how he's going to work. How it's going to work out for him. The Brit on Pizza Polished. He's going to go for the road through flowers here. He's going to be just looking around a little bit. Nothing happening a lot just yet. Adiski is jumping up top very early up, trying to get some high ground there, but Garbugli's completely unaccounted for and jumps in onto Raptor, gets the first frag and gets Adiski as well. This is going to take out the heals for Pizza Polish. They just need to try and maybe win some DM fights to try and salvage this mid, but Patty gets the frag onto Alba, and Alfie falling as well means that this mid is going to go to Froyotech.
Yeah, it was a bit of a tricky fight to play after Raptor had died really early. Smear managing to get out, but a lot of the other players committing to try and get onto Bear. He wasn't really weak enough for anything to happen. I think he went down to 80 HP, something like that. But they have their gamers back on last, and they should be able to set up a decent hold. Froyo have a decent Uber advantage, but they're going to have to deal with off classes. NG and Sniper and Spy being run by Pizza Polish. Tadiski now in lobby, and he gets the stab onto Paddy. He might make it out alive as well. He's getting a lot of damage onto him. He gets caught off, but that's one less soldier for the push. They're taking the Uber in top right now. There's a sentry to contest them, but it does go down instantly. Banny's playing the point, and there's no stickies to contest it. This should be a quick round for Froyotech.
Yeah, they tried to save it a little bit, but all their players were really far behind. Alba actually tried to just get onto the point, but there's a bunch of stickies in front of him from Habib and just launched him up, so couldn't contest the point, and he managed to get that cap time up and win the round.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what was being defended with stickies from Smear, but I feel like they could have held that last for longer, especially at the 5 alive. Anyway, Smear's walking in from left side as the rest of the team of Pizza Polish are coming in through the choke. Alfie taking the high ground above his own cafe right now, just mirroring Paddy across these mids. He's creating the space now with a deep bomb. Credu dies to a pipe and the Diski's following up. They get Bear, Smear's going to go down with the Disky as well. Raptor, the last frag for Pizza Polished. Alba's quite far committed, but he's going to probably just go behind and draw this out. So the Froyo med going down in that mid-fight, so it's a bit of a silver lining on the cloud for Pizza Polished. But they might be able to get something done here if they can get a hold on to second. The thing is, Habib and Paddy are quite deep, and they've got a lot of presence on the second point.
Alba's just trying to distract the Froyo scouts right now. He's in a bit of an awkward spot, fighting essentially 2 scouts. He's getting chased by Eric and Ben. He should be taken out soon. He's going to get the pack, but he goes down. Credu finds a frag onto Paddy, I think, also in Cafe. So that is a little bit of a... It's going to allow this hold from Pizza Polish to stay alive on the second point. And right now we're just going to be waiting how both these teams will respond to this even Uber situation.
Well, Froyo Habib is back from the respawn queue, meeting his team on mid. It's going to be pretty much even Ubers. No off classes being run. I think they're going to opt for something a bit more creative. Adiski going in deep, actually, to try and get onto Bear. Not often do you see people going for sacks prior to the medics getting Uber, but I like that Adiski was trying something a bit different there. I guess he saw an opening. They're coming in from Cafe now. Froyo, Banny's trying to lead the charge. Paddy just spamming a bit there, trying to make the most out of his one-player advantage without committing too much. Smear actually going down after a lot of chip damage and good coordinated focus fire. A couple other frags on a lot of the fragging classes for Pizza Polished. Raptor making it out with his Uber charge, and it's just Adiski trying to pocket him on the last 12 seconds for most of the spawners, but the Uber comes out. He needs to get onto Bear to get that pop. They do trade Uber. They're flashing a lot more for Froyotech. The spawners are going to come in 3 seconds for Pizza Polish, but Smear dies in the spawn. That's such a bad mistake for Pizza Polish to make, and that's going to be almost disastrous if Froyo can just clean it up. Habib with 2 kills, Arik and Bear going down, but the fragging classes should be an advantage for Froyotech, and they do with the round.
Well, that was a very good attempt, though. Like, they managed to get it a lot closer than I expected it to be. They just had the 2 players, and then that Uber trade went quite well. They managed to get a little bit of damage on some of the... Because obviously, you know, Froyotech had to flash a lot more players. Raptor just got to tank that one soldier.
It was really good by, I think it was Paddy, maybe Garbuglio, to pressure Smear just as he spawned.
Oh, Garbuglio's so fast in choke already.
So deep.
He's trying, but he's on 30 HP. He has done a lot of damage and a lot of space for his team, and now Froyo's going to be collapsing onto the combo right now. No frags just yet for them, but Pizza Polish players are very weak, and there goes Adiski. Alfie on top is going to try to find a frag onto the flank on Paddy, but everyone is just going down, and now they're going to... Raptor and Crater are just kind of getting sandwiched through flowers and choke. Actually, Raptor managed to make his way out, and Crater as well, getting that frag onto Paddy, and Medic somehow stays alive for Pizza Polish.
Surf. He surfed from the flower, just below the flower area, onto the balcony, which covered a lot of distance and got him behind cover. So really nicely played by Raptor there. Just making sure they're going to have something stable in this last. Adiski again going for some sort of pick here. I don't know that they'll expect this. They've also got a sentry, and I don't see any other classes. Just the sentry on the top right side for Pizza Polished. Adiski in position just below the spire now. He's taking his time because it would be strange if Froyo were to pop this and go for it really hard.
Shutter gets the frag. That's going to be the drop from Bear, allowing Pizza Polish to push through here. They actually get Banny as well. So that is 2 players down. It's just 4 DM classes for Froyotech. They're going to try to get onto Raptor. Raptor's kind of alone in lobby. Gets the health pack though and stays alive. Yeah, Eric on last as well, fighting Alfie. He's going to go down. And both of those sacks will go down, and well, Pizza Polish is going to be capping up second here with that full Uber advantage.
Yeah, Arik playing for a backup there, but he loses the 1v1 on last against the soldier, so didn't quite make it work. Smear actually dying to a sticky trap on point from Habib, and that might slow down their push here. They've still got a 70% advantage. Disky taking a 1v1 with Banny, who was very far forward in Cafe. Now rushing through, get the kill on Alba as well. Paddy and Banny wreaking havoc on this flank, and they're going to start the backup. There's not much that Raptor can do. He has to pop the Uber on 21%. 21 HP rather. They get there. Credu with the frag out of nowhere. I didn't even see that.
Oh, but Banny's going to last. He's going to be fighting Smira, who actually reads it. He reads the lower push, so Banny won't be able to get the quick push onto last. And now with even Ubers, Pizza Paul's going to try to get onto second. They're actually doing a decent job of it. Froyo players are a little bit scattered around ranging from behind and in Flowers and in Cafe, but they're going to be trading frags here. Both a Scout and a Roamer going down. But right now, Alba fighting on a 1v1 on top, and the Soldiers bombing in onto Balcony here, putting the combo of Pizza Paul's in a really awkward position, and they lose some players, and they're just going to have to get out. They can't really safely stay there. They're going to be giving up second, but they kind of want to get into lobby. This is really awkward, and Alba loses a fight against Eric. And now it's going to be two players up, and Patty coming from behind as well. It's going to get the frag onto Raptor. And now Alfie and Smira are really weak. Patty might be able to get some free cleanup kills, or he gets Smira, and there's Alfie with very low HP. Goes. Actually, Patty will go down, and some more little small DM fights on the last point, but Froyotech gets to the second point and have a pretty decent Uber advantage as well.
Yeah, Arik just went in kind of carelessly there. He was on his own. The team was all coming from the respawn queue, and it was just an unnecessary fight to take. If he hadn't died there, there would have been 2 picks for Froyo just now, but I think they're content to wait on their Uber advantage. They've got about a 50% advantage. Arik's respawn now, so they're all going to regroup. Not going to be too much of a thorn in their side. They're just going to have to wait till they get this, and they're going to look to make a push. But Disky, again, is up to his usual shenanigans. He gets spotted out behind the lobby. He was standing in the corner, and Froyo, off the back of that pick, are going to make this Uber come in. Hiipfire.
They're going to come in from the left side. They're going to try and take out that sentry and get on that heavy off-class Credu, but Credu's actually doing a good job. He's denying Patty really well, gets that frag, but the rest of the combo gets taken out by the flank from Froyo. Just a Disky, Alfie, and Smira that have to hold against these 4 Froyo players. And Alfie coming from behind is doing some great cleanup, gets 1, 2, I think 3 frags there, and it's just Bear and Banny on last. Bear is completely alone. Banny's trying to just somehow get this lucky 1v3 going. He gets his frag onto Smira, and he's doing a great job of dodging those projectiles, but eventually he will go down, and that will be a successful hold for Pizza Polished.
Nice little 3K from Alfie, just playing kind of loose on the lower area. No one spotted him. He got the pick onto Habib at the end of the Uber, and then just cleaned up players that weren't looking at him. So that's what you want to be doing on Roamer, is shooting people. Wow.
That was a good attempt from Patty to get the little backstab going, but it didn't quite work out. Having too much luck. Disky showing currently being the better spy in the server. Eric actually with a very aggressive push into Flowers there, and actually the rest of Pizza Polish is getting kind of pressured, and Alba's kind of just alone on mid. He's gonna probably get cleaned up, and Alpha going down as well. Pizza Polish's kind of attempt aggression into mid has not really worked out. With 2 players down, they're gonna have to try to hold second, but they seem to be already walking out. Smear actually gets caught out as well. This is quite a messy play right now.
They've just pressured them out second. Habib was trying to, Smiri was trying to contest them coming in Flower, but Habib was able to pressure them a lot with just really good spam. And they're trying to take this Uber in from top left now. Banny leading the charge. They get the pick onto Credu, get the pick onto Alfie. They're playing the point now, and they're sticking off. The Uber does come out from Raptor in exchange, but it doesn't look like there's much Alba can do with this. They're trying to get the flank onto the non-Uber targets. They get the pick onto Arik, but Smiri goes down. This might be bad for Pizza Polished with the advantage of players going in favor of Froyo. Some respawners come alive, but Raptor's not able to contest the point, and Credu and Alfie won't be able to do anything.
Yeah, Froyo went in very aggressively there, and even though Pizza Polish had their Uber, they didn't really seem too ready for it. They just traded in, and they got like 2-3 frags before Raptor even got to pop his Uber, so yeah, just getting those early pre-Uber frags has really gave them the head start, the help that they needed to win that last push.
Well, this time Garbuku isn't very deep on the enemy choke, so it'll be a bit of a slower mid-fight, I think, from these 2 teams.
Oh, Alfie bombing in very aggressively, though. Oh, but he's going to go straight out, but he might crater. Ooh, very close. He actually craters anyway. Goes down, and the rest of Pizza Polish is just kind of sitting and choking by the entrance of Flowers, so they're going to have to get out some aggressive bombs. We'll get some extra frags as well. And it's just Credo and Raptor again. Credo actually is a little bit disconnected from his medic and is going to get chased out. Raptor actually doesn't realize that he's getting chased by the entirety of Froyo and is going to go down as well, and that will be a full wipe, and Froyo actually hasn't even capped mid yet. They're just on last, getting all these frags. They're just establishing the spawn camp right now, essentially, and now they're realizing they should probably go back and cap mid.
Really good spam there from Habib, not only denying one-shotter, but putting so much damage onto Disky they has to hit the resupply cabinet twice. And yeah, they just got the kill onto Alfie after they're chasing into last. This is something that I think only Froyotech have ever done, where they just ignore capping mid and they commit everyone to the chase to really abuse that player advantage and just put out more damage than they can take. And they made it work to great effect there. Raptor only on 26%. Late deaths on some of the Froyo Pizza Polish players, so they didn't have as good a hold as they would like. Paddy coming in now with the Ubercharge on the left-hand side. Credu on the heavy behind the point. But Habib's about to do so much damage, and he gets killed by Stickies on the point. The high ground in favor of Pizza Polish right now. No one's done anything to deal with Credu, and it's not been a good push for Froyo.
Yeah, it was actually very good stuff from Credu there. He did a really good job of denying the initial bomb from Habib at the start of the Uber, and then also denying the, I think, a jump from Paddy. Ooh, Credu also even wins the 1v1 against Eric on last. He saved his team from getting back up there. So yeah, great stuff from Credu right now.
And we do see a big Uber advantage now for Raptor. No off classes on Froyotech, but Buglio's above this calf area. He's going to drop down onto Raptor. He gets one rocket in the second to force. Alba's coming in now from Choke, but Paddy's behind. This is going to be a lot to deal with for Pizza Polish, especially as they lose both their soldiers, and there's two on the back cap now. They're going to need to call focus fire, but Paddy's doing so much damage to Alba. He almost gets the pick. Smear getting caught off behind his team, not quite able to keep up with his scouts and medic, and they're not going to be able to contest second without a demo, so they're all heading back to last. Now the leapfrog has happened, and the Uber advantage is in favor of Froyotech, but they might not need it.
Yeah, they'll be coming in. Garbugi from the left side trying to bomb in onto the combo. Just get some decent damage in, but he's just going to stand on the point, and Eric there as well, so just going to play the point, and the Pizza Polish players can't even get on the point in time, and that'll be 4-0.
And that again is a classic example of what happens when you don't have a demo and you don't have stickies prepared when you're holding last. And it was really good of Froyo to, as Pizza Polish were pushing mid, they pressured the back cap, and it forced them to take their scouts and medic backwards, and Smear wasn't quite able to keep up with his team and be protected at the same time, so he died late, and they were able to roll through on the last without needing the Ubercharge.
Alright, well, looking at this fifth mid, we're just kind of waiting for things to happen. Some soldiers jumping around. Garbuglio going on to top of the cafe of Pizza Polish, and is going to just get the free jump in, gets onto Smear, two good rockets. Does not get the frag, but it goes very weak. Habib will get the frag onto Raptor, and the rest of Pizza Polish is just pushed already out of mid. Alba is in Cafe trying to maybe get a frag. He's actually on top of Tetris here. He might be able to get onto Bear. I don't think they know he's actually here. He's going to come in now onto Bear. Gets a good shot, gets two shots, and that's going to be the frag onto Bear. Alba will be helping his team out greatly there. He's going to allow their team to have the heal advantage, as Froyo now with no heals is going to attempt to see if they could maybe get onto second. Alfie will throw Habib back into mid. Garbugi is going to back off from Flowers, and this is going to allow Pizza Polish to try and maybe get mid back.
They're really good at Froyo. They know that they didn't have heals, and they've all backed up, deciding not to take fights so that they can wait till Bear is having some impact in the game and healing them. And now Pizza Polish are walking into mid at kind of a position disadvantage, fighting players on the high ground. Disky dies really early, and they don't really have much to work with. They had a slight heal advantage, but they couldn't use it in time. Really good of Froyo to play passively and bait them in there, just denying their aggression by playing good positions.
Yep, well, now it's about even Ubers. Pizza Polish is holding second. They have actually a little bit of a spy play going on onto Disky here. So that's going to be interesting if he can get another backstab going.
At this point though, if 4 ends up for Froyo, you've got to be thinking as Pizza Polish, they need to make things happen quickly.
Yeah, definitely. They have 14 minutes, and I mean, spy play could happen fast, but you could also be in the situation where you just have to sit. But Froyotech actually is holding forward now that they have their Uber, and Adisky has uncloaked safely. No eyes on him right now. He's right behind Bear. Nobody's seeing him, but he gets the the face stab. Doesn't get or not a face stab, a little butter knife on there onto Bear. Gets like 40 damage. Doesn't hit the revolver shot, so he will go down. No backstab for Pizza Polished. And while we might see a bit of a response from Froyo, they seem to be very aggressive in this cafe area. Panny just shooting off pistol shots, allowing Eric to get onto Alfie, but actually Alfie will win that fight. So the aggression for Froyo not really working out. We're back in this even Uber 6v5 situation now. Pizza Polished has to, once again, figure something out.
Both demos just playing to sort of deny area. You could see Habib playing at choke, and he was just spamming stickies over a smear, just trying to deny this cafe area. And they both teams were just looking at each other with 6 players alive for a good while until Arik found that opening, but lost the duel to Alfie. There's not much that's going to be done after Arik died there. He has opted for a bit of spy play, and we will see Alba on the sniper as well. So I'd be interested to see what sightline Alba's adopting. He's on his balcony just now, but he was looking down Flower, but I think he's going to try and adjust to a bit more of a deep sightline that can affect more of the map.
Ooh, but a jump in from Adiski here. He gets onto Habib. He gets a good rocket, but goes down to, I think that was like a couple stickies there. A little bit of counter aggression from Garbuglio. Tries to take a fight to Alfie, but Alfie actually, but Eric gets the backstab onto Raptor, gets the revolver shot to Alfie as well. And then Bandy coming in, getting a frag, another cleanup, and now it's going to be a full wipe from Froyotech going off of that spy pick. That went so fast.
Yeah, as soon as he got that stab, everyone on Froyo was charging forward, and they're all wiped. They're actually taking their time to cap this, getting some spawn camping done as they win with a 5-0 scoreline.
Well, I mean, this was the map pick, and we definitely felt that this was very much in their favor. You know, the European mixed team not being as experienced on the map, at least not having recent experience on the map, so it would make it a little bit, I guess, a little bit more awkward for them. But, well, I mean, yeah, Froyo got the 5-0. It worked out for them.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Pizza Polished had some scenarios where their players were doing like the right kind of thing to contest Froyo, and they had the right general idea, but I think a lot of the stuff Froyo was doing was just a bit above. Yeah. And maybe in the first, like every now and then there's a play that, like when Alba dropped Bear, you know, these kind of things that the players on Pizza Polished are capable of. It has some good amount of impact in the game, but Froyo are just really good at reacting to it, and even when you drop Bear or when you get a really good play onto their team, they will adapt because they're never in a position where that's bad for them. Yeah, but we can have a look at the logs. I think we're bringing them up on stream just now. And what stands out to you, Hiipfire?
Well, let's see. Well, obviously, you know, it's a 5-0 win, so the stats on Froyotech are all pretty good. But I mean, you got the Froyo Habib 19-4 as opposed to the smear of 4-12. Well, I mean,
when you're able to walk forward as demo rather than walking backwards, it makes a big difference. I think the thing that stands out to me is that the kill spread is pretty even across most of Froyotech. The only one that's a bit above everyone else is Habib. I don't know if we have heal stats, but I think he was playing quite a hard pocket, as tends to happen in roles and more aggressive TF2 is the soldiers don't take as many heals. But Habib there, yeah, you can see him top fragging. Adiski, the only one of the Pizza Polished lineup to kind of frag on par with the Froyotech players. But that being said, he was going for plays more often than playing classes that allowed him those windows of opportunity. So I'm not sure how much there is to read into that. I don't think Pizza Polished were particularly throwing. I don't think any individuals on the team didn't have good games, but I think it was just more of a team thing. Anytime they did something good, Froyotech was just, you know, back in control after a minute.
I felt really bad when I think it might have been either when Alba got the pick on Bear on mid or maybe a spy play, but I remember that Pizza Polished was trying to push out onto mid again, and they pushed through choke. They got through choke pretty cleanly, but then I think it's like Banny and maybe Eric or something just push the flank, and Alpha just gets completely destroyed, and they cap second, and then they just get sandwiched, and it's just like, I just feel so bad. Like
the whole play, I mean, I think that's what makes TF2 so great, is that there's so many different ways to win.
Yes.
And you can abuse like the flank, or you can have a really good combo, all sorts of different things. And if you play to your strengths, or you play to your enemy's weaknesses, which is what I think Froyo did here, you can really have a lot of impact in the game. But enough about Sunshine. Going into the second map process, what are you expecting? What maps did you play against each of these teams when you played in the Swiss round? If you played them?
No, I didn't actually play. Actually, well, I played Pizza Polished. I
Yeah.
played. That was an interesting game. I want to say that was actually Process.
Okay.
I would go on to describe that game, but there were actually secret strats used that Alba told me to not tell.
Okay.
But there's a chance that
The
you might
pizza
see
strats.
some secret pizza strats. They're very unique mid strats. I'll give you that, or I'll tell you that. So
Okay.
if you didn't lie to me, then this
I've heard the tales of the secret strats. I
Yes.
feel like we might be witnessing them
yeah.
at some point. We'll keep an eye out, see what we can see. Aside from that, though, Process a lot of people consider to be a very good scout map. I consider it to be pretty good for demo. And there's a lot of things you can do kind of aggressively as Soldier, but it's a lot easier to get denied as Soldier. I don't know.
Yes.
What do you think?
Yeah.
What do you think it favors?
I definitely agree with the scout thing. I do know that the pizza polished scouts definitely appreciate playing Process. They're definitely big fans of this map. So yeah, I think the scouts and yeah, it's like a lot of kind of tight like choke points to jump through for soldiers. So it's not that hard or easy to get through really. Unless you're just like it's literally not being watched or something, like you can maybe sometimes get like a free jump through like sewers, but in theory that should all be basically watched and pretty easily dealt with. So it's going to be definitely on Alba, Credu, and Smira on to try and open the game up for them.
I think one of the things that Smear is really good at is doing a lot of the stuff like area denial and specific, just controlling the game on demo. I don't think whereas Habib's strengths I think are more, direct impact in fights and putting out damage and calling focuses, that kind of thing. I think he's more of a direct impact player, whereas Smear is more indirect. But I think whereas Gully Wash is so good for the Habib's kind of demo, where you just put out damage and you control fights. I think Process is a good map for Smear's kind of play, where you can control the high ground and make it hard for Bani and Arik to get into positions. The kind of style that Rib played a lot of,
Yes.
Maybe doesn't always look the best in the logs. I'll give Smear benefit of doubt after that last game where he was 4 for 12. But, I think mid fights will probably decide a lot of this game on Process. And if they have secret strats, maybe pyro shenanigans, I'd like to see some of that.
I'm not telling.
Ooh.
Froyo could be listening.
Ooh, maybe. Maybe if they had these Plantronics headsets, they could tune into new wavelengths of audio frequency and get into the strat dimension,
I like it.
I don't know how soon we'll be readying up. I think we're going to get some more information from any tournament organization because there's some tech issues, supposedly. I don't know if it's player-related or on the production side of things, but seems smooth for me. It's a nice casting experience, Hiipfire.
It's very nice.
I love these comfy
Oh,
seats.
these chairs are great. This is a lot better than when we casted GA, because those chairs were a bit more ghetto.
It's surprising a lot of the seats, like even the player seats at LAN, are like actually nice seats with
they're
tall backs and comfortable. Whereas most of the times you go to a LAN, it's like pretty awful little.
Oh yeah, I definitely remember know that, because I remember I was looking at like old I-Series pictures, and I think I was looking at the team pictures for TLR, and you had like 5 people who were like in like normal small chairs, and then you have Alpha, who is in like just a big gaming chair, with the specific like the headrests and stuff, and I'm just like, oh Jesus, like
some people come prepared,
Yeah, like the chair quality sometimes is a bit iffy with LAN, so.
Yeah, I know, like in the past in I-Series LANs, I've seen Cadis bring his chair, and he has this like nice comfy chair, and everyone else is on these like dining chairs.
He also sometimes has the custom armrest.
Oh yeah. Have you seen his gaming board?
Oh, I've not seen the gaming board.
Like at I-61, it's just this big wooden board that he has underneath his keyboard and mouse mat, because I don't know why, I can't remember, but it's the gaming board.
Nice.
That's what makes Cadis good. If anyone was wondering, you just need a gaming board. Sideshow used one as well. I don't know if you ever watched that stream where Sideshow was like playing.
Oh yeah. Oh, I've seen.
Yeah,
I've
yeah,
seen.
yeah,
I've
yeah.
definitely seen that
The famous
before.
Sideshow stream.
Oh,
Gaming boards are the way to go.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, if you played it like on like a wooden table at home, then you want to keep that wood
I feel
going.
like that's where
yeah.
most people, or a lot of people start at humble beginnings.
Yeah.
Tiny desk.
Yeah. I guess. I mean, I can see that there's maybe like a little bit to it if you have like a heavy mouse and stuff. Like maybe the surface does matter a little bit, or maybe it's just voodoo. Just placebo voodoo strats that don't make any
that's
sense.
a lot of stuff.
Oh, definitely. Like
But sometimes people just choke.
that is also
Do
true.
you think anyone's been choking this land?
I don't think I don't want to say any names.
If I'm I don't think anyone really has been.
I guess not really.
Because the people that are here from Froyo after their jet lag went away, presumably. They've been playing pretty insane.
Yes.
All the Pizza Polished guys, after their first game I think was bad, but they've been pretty good so far. Low Panda are all playing really well, it seems. Like from a team point of view, I think they're pretty on.
Yeah.
So I'm quite impressed thus far. Whereas, a lot of lands on top teams, there's one or two players that underperform, perhaps.
Yeah, I guess, but I guess like there's a lot more. There's a lot of the players in the top teams are relatively experienced when it comes to lands now.
Yeah.
Or we only see them at like I-61 and they did it quite well. Like in the case of like Crater, like he just showed up at I-61 and just did really well. So
Yeah.
it's definitely
He was playing pretty well.
he was
I
definitely.
want to see that. There was one med pick that he had on that Sunshine game, and it was like at the end of midfight or something. I don't know where. Wasn't watching his cam when it happened, but it just seems like such a ridiculous situation for him to get that pick onto Bear because there was 4 players left alive on Froyo.
Yeah, there was some weird.
Just
the
creative
med
things.
picks. Yeah, the med picks that Pizza Polish was getting were quite creative. Because it's also just the one where Al was just crouched on Tetra, just sitting there for like 5 seconds, and he's like, okay, I'm just gonna go, and he finds Bear and hits two shots, and he's dead. So
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, if it works, it works.
Also, have we been seeing many big air shots this far?
That
I
is
think there was a
very
couple
good
good ones in the Swiss stages. I remember one that Habib hit on a disky. That was pretty insane. Maybe he'll hit another one this game.
Oh.
But aside from that, a lot of the games have been quite short, and not been a lot of the chances to see many big air shot plays.
I guess, I mean, it's just, the kind of the nature of having kind of like an open LAN. There's just going to be some kind of iffy games with just people, lower teams that kind of are just forced to play against like the top teams, but I don't know. I mean,
what's your experience coming into a LAN as one of the lower teams?
Oh,
Have to be brutally honest.
Nah, it's fine. It's fine. That's fine. I'm not
playing a mix of good teams and bad
been,
teams or equally level teams.
It's been quite decent. I mean, I think I'm kind of unlike maybe some other people that I've like spoken to, maybe not directly people on my team, but like I kind of enjoy playing against like better teams.
Mm-hmm.
It's just kind of, I don't know, like trying to just kind of play as solid as possible, because a lot of the times when you play against like the best team, you just kind of get out DM'd.
Yeah.
And I kind of want to see like how far you can stretch just your like game sense and see like how solid you can play, and then how long you can, I guess, survive against people that have just like the disparity between DM is like so massive that like it's like how long can you survive against this team without like just being boring and like not showing up to mid or something. So
the challenge, the Froyotech LAN challenge. How many minutes can you last?
Yeah, exactly. Like it's interesting, and I also got to play against Pizza Polish, but that was an interesting game. You can look at the logs to get some details on that, but let's just say that I'm pretty sure Raptor off-classed to Pyro at some point in the game, so I wouldn't really go
overconfident, perhaps.
I don't know. It took them like 20 minutes, or I think we played like 20 minutes, so they threw pretty hard, I think.
I don't know. Maybe everyone's just really comfortable in this community lab. It's quite a nice venue, don't you think?
It is actually quite a nice venue. Very cozy.
To a disky, just speaking about the venue, and it's like it feels really small because there's not like GA is a small TF2 LAN.
Yeah.
but there's a bunch of other games that go on in a really big venue.
Yeah, the
whereas
hall
this
is
is
massive,
like this is all TF2,
Yeah.
and it's like it's a smaller venue, but it feels like there's still quite a few people here, and we've had quite a few spectators coming in. There's a nice area behind us, as you can see on the stream. But I don't know. I quite like the smaller TF2 LAN or smaller TF2 venue. Exclusive.
It's kind of
vibes.
it is kind of nice. It's a lot more of an intimate kind of LAN, I guess, that way. Yeah, because I do remember at GA there was also like just there would be like people making like video tours and stuff, just random people walking around, and it's like these people have nothing to do with TF2. It's just kind of weird. And here's like every person I can talk to, I can walk up to, is like, oh, you know TF2? It's like, yeah, it's quite nice. And I mean, for the scale of this LAN in particular, it's pretty good.
Yeah, like the I think the venue, the esports center, they fund a lot of this stuff just by sales that they have going on here. A lot of stuff that you can buy. I mean, looking around, I don't know if people in stream would remember yesterday when Alba was taking us through the venue on his phone and the selfie cam. There's like some little figurines over to our left over there, and posters all around the room. It's like, it's pretty cool. Yeah. There is Overwatch on a screen.
Oh,
the dreaded O word.
We're not talking about that.
Let's not get into it. I think we can probably go into the pregame pretty soon, because I think we're going to be readying up pretty soon. We do have quite a few gamers on the server. They're all stacking red. Hotly contested red team. Do you have a favorite between red and blue?
Actually, yes, I do have a favorite. I have blue.
The age-old question.
But it's blue because when I first played for my first season on Product, we always play blue.
Okay.
So now we always blue.
Okay, fine.
I legitimately can confuse sometimes when I'm on red team. It takes me like 30 seconds. Like, all right, I need to shoot the blue people now. It's pretty bad.
The team switch, shooting red guys.
Oh, sorry.
Was it Builders League? I can't remember what the BLU and the RED stand for. Is it Builders League United or something like that?
I think it's Builder. That sounds about right.
And then red is Reliable something Demolition.
Please don't look at me. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't remember.
Alfie's jumps are insane. Saw him doing some big pogos that pregame.
Jump main. Actually, he's not.
What pregame analysis?
Ooh, some pregame analysis. Well, I see Patty on heavy, so clearly that means that Patty is gonna pull out the pocket heavy playstyle that we've never seen before.
I'm just liking these pizza weapons.
Oh, the pizza skins are so good. It's so good. I love them.
Crazy. Is it all the same? It looks like the same kind of pizza. I mean, surely there would be different pizza skins.
They're slightly different, at least I think based on. It looks like they're like slightly different. I think it's maybe based on like the quality. That like the pizza is slightly different.
You know, minimal wear will have a bunch.
Yeah, at least because Alba I think has like a minimal wear.
Oh yeah.
Credo has like a little bit more damage, and I see some pepperoni slices being in different spots. So I'm like, oh yeah, okay.
All right. Have you had any of the pizza from the pizza place that's near the venue?
I haven't actually. I should. I really should get some of the pizza.
A bunch of us went. I was talking to Turbo Tabs when I was casting with them earlier. We were late to our cast because we were having pizza, and then the Low Panda guys showed up at the same place a bit later. So,
nice.
Highly recommended pizza.
Nice.
You know, Alba swears by his pineapple pizza, empowering him.
Yeah. All right. Sure.
It's a controversial topic.
It's an extremely controversial topic, and his pizza skin does not have any pineapple on it. So,
I think he's
living
cries himself to sleep about that every night. I think
he's living two different lives. You know, the skin makes me think a lot different than what he
says. He's a pineapple gamer at heart.
Yeah. Oh, I think we are about to have 6 on. We see that Eric has it just now connected, so we are going to be on soon. We should be starting sometime soon, but
he's the 12th to join, I think.
Yes.
They're going for some pre-games. Pre-game market gardener plays.
And I need to go to that pizza place at some point, because I showed up at the hostel at like midnight, and Henny was just like, oh, you want to get some pizza? I'm like, I just walked like 30 minutes to the McDonald's because I wasn't aware there was anything closer.
Oh dear.
And then he's like, yeah, you want to eat pizza? I'm like, I ate like an hour ago. I'm not gonna eat another pizza. Now I'm just I'm upset because I walked basically an hour and was late for one of my officials, specifically because I just didn't know.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Oh well. To be keeping up to date with your tournament schedule, Hiipfire.
Yeah.
I think that's why you lost. You'd be in playoffs right now.
I don't know, maybe.
Maybe. Dare to dream. Anyway, we are going live here on map 2 of this upper bracket round 1 between Froyotech and Pizza Polished. Why don't you take us away with the double airstrike?
Oh
mid
yeah,
from Pizza
here we
Polished?
go. Here we go.
We need to have
We
a
got
look
the
at
split screen
first
going
mid.
on too. They're going in. They're going to be bombing in through choke. Alfie got the fast roll. He's going to go straight in onto Patty. Gets a lot of damage and also a lot of bear. And then Beeb will go down. But this is not really working out too hot for Pizza Polished, going for the all-in right now. They only got the frag onto Habib. Raptor's getting chased, but Raptor's actually...
God, Raptor! With an insane
They don't know!
They don't know. He just stood in top PC. And they just completely didn't see him, Raptor. That was a really intelligent play on Medic. That's something that you don't really see very often. Marilyn-esque, you might say.
Oh, they have a lot of disadvantage, but I don't know if Froyo knows, but Froyo's going to go for it anyway. They're going to be peeking through lobby right now. They're going to be going in. The Uber will be popped soon when the sentry goes down. There it is, a soldier jumping in Alfie. That will force the Uber off from Bear. The combo is getting collapsed upon on top right now, and Rat does not have his Uber in time, so just getting kind of mulch right now. But the Uber is now faded, and it's 5v4. No heals for Pizza Polished, but they're going to go into spawn, and they should be able to get their heals back. They find a fight onto Eric, and they isolate him. Patty, a little bit overextended, might be isolated as well, but Credo going down. And the spawners coming in for Pizza Polished might give them an extra chance. The heals are back in. It's just Banny, Patty, Habib, and Bear. Garugi actually coming in as well, but they're all by one in Rolla, and they're going to be backing out.
Yeah, I'm surprised the Fury didn't manage to make that work. I feel like they could have tried to contest point a bit more. They had a lot of players alive. They had heals for the duration of the fight, but they just didn't actively take those fights too hard. I don't know why they were so hesitant, especially after they got the Raptor kill. It should have been easier. But in any case, they have their Uber advantage now. It's about 40%. I think I'd expect them to lead with Banny and Habib in this one. Banny taking the Uber around, but it's just him at the moment. Habib's not quite with them. They're going on to the point, shooting the stickies. They've got the sentry gun down. They're not really playing the cap just yet, but they're pressuring Smear a lot in the spawn. Pizza Polished all playing on the left-hand side with their defense. Adiski going really a bit far forward, and they're all taking so much damage. There's not really much that they can do here. And that'll be the first round of the second map, going to Froyo.
Well, after a first fluff push, they managed to make the Uber advantage push work out the second time. There's a bit of an incoming flank play coming from Alfie, but he just didn't manage to get an impact from lobby just in time. They capped up the point. That will be, yeah, as you said, that will be 1-0. I think at this next mid, I want to see if there's more shenanigans coming from the soldiers. Alfie is going to try and go for another fast roll. Garbugu actually also for a fast roll is going to find an early frag onto the demo. Already finding Garbugu afterwards, cleaning that frag up, but the players are going down for Pizza Polished. Another soldier down, and the rest is just already getting out of choke. Alba going down into chase from Froyo is in. Alfie is dead. It's just Credo and Raptor, and yeah, this is not going to work out. They get Patty eventually, but that's the only frag they're going to get for the side of Pizza Polished, and well, that's another mid for Froyo.
Yeah, just Smear the respawner there. They're trying to just set up on last. Sentry gun was up from Alba, but it got peppered away by Banny. They're going to go for the heavy and pyro just now. I thought I heard a pyro. Maybe it was just a switch in spawn. Credu was on sniper and also got killed by Habib Sticky, so they can't set up a full hold here. The sentry gun going down again. Froyotech are doing really well to pressure this just while they're capping second, and it should give them an easy enough Uber as they come in from the right side here. Habib bombing in deep. The sentry has been switched away to a scout, and they're going to be playing the point now. They're going to collapse on this left-hand side for you. I don't know if there's something Pizza Polished can do about it. Alba taking a lot of damage after getting Arik. Alfie taking more damage. Raptor on 60%, but there's so much pressure. Habib with the big pipe to get the 2 frags, and that'll be the
nail. But Credo gets 2 frags. He's doing some good cleanup right now. Now has to play against 2 players with heals from Fro. He's going to quickly go into the spawn. Smear is going to be trying to help him out. He's going to get some great sticks onto the combo, and Froyotech is at least backing off right now with Banny trying to go for the re-aggression, but Bear going down to Adiski. Going to make this really hard. Banny getting cleaned up by the pistol from Credo as well. And now it's just 3 weak Froyo players. But they're going to be able to just stand on the point. Eric gets on the point and caps it off. No one ready to take him out there. And some Some sloppy holding for Pizza Polish is going to give Froyo 2-0.
I feel like that will be a bit of a morale damager right there from the Pizza Polish side. I feel like if you, those are the kind of lasts that are really terrible as a player when it feels like you just threw away a good position, a good hold when someone just caps like that out of carelessness, you know?
Next mid. Hopefully it didn't hit the Pizza Polish too much because they're going to need to show up for this mid, and nothing really happening too much as people establishing positioning right now. Some bombs coming in from Alfie and from Patty, but those frags aren't really coming through. Some cleanup coming in from the scouts, and actually Alba getting a 2K on top of the point is going to give Pizza Polish this great in onto the mid-point. They're going to be capping it up. They're not going to go for the big Froyo chase. There's a solid in trying to get onto Bear. That's Alpha, gets one rocket. Actually, Adiski's going to be sacking as well, gets the dunk onto Bear, and then kills himself to get the frag eventually, so they will eventually be with that heal advantage. They're capping up the point, but they need to watch out for the Froyo players who are just going to go in because they have the number advantage, and Raptor needs to stay alive. Smear saves his medic by getting that frag onto Banny. There's some Froyo players in their choke. There's Garbugli actually who's still in and could get a jump in onto Raptor, but he's been spotted. His jump didn't really work out. He's going to be backing off, and that will be, eventually will be a mid for Pizza Polished.
Yeah, just about. And thing is, usually when you win a mid and get the med kill quite late, you should be able to roll over to second, but Garbugli just going down now as a sack. Froyo are quite far forward for the fact they're on a 20% disadvantage, but Raptor drops to a sticky trap from Habib. Credu as well, and that will be a real momentum killer. Everyone else on second getting cleaned up for Pizza Polished. Froyo really shutting that down. Alfie hiding in sewers, but gets spotted by Arik, who was wise to his hiding spots. Alba and Smiro trying to get out from opposite flanks of the map, and they won't be able to contest mid at all with a 65% Uber disadvantage.
Yeah, Pizza Polish is just going to have to try and, I don't know, just buy some time so they can get some extra Uber percentage. Froyo is taking their time a little bit to get into second. They want to make sure that they do have the Uber going into this right now. They're collapsing onto the second point right now. Nudiski in top PC is kind of caught. He's going to have to back out. The rest of Pizza Polish is actually giving a lot of respect. They're just going to go straight out. Banny goes for the W straight into Alba. Alba going down, and Alfie on the left is also getting W'd into from Banny. He has to go into spawn. Credu will be joining him, and a lot of Pizza Polish players just in spawn. There are sticks on the point. The Uber being popped. They clear the sticks off the point. Now Froyo is just going to try to lock off these spawn doors and put a scout on the point. That will be Banny, and the players from Pizza Polish are trying to get through the spawn doors, but they just can't make it through. 3-0 for Froyotech.
Yeah, and it's looking pretty dominant as far as Froyotech are concerned. With 3 rounds up and only 7.5 minutes of gameplay played, I don't know if it's in Pizza Polish to make a comeback on this map. Smira going for the fast rollout, as does Habib, who's a little bit slower. Garbuglio in very deep.
Double airstrike mid again, and they get the frag onto Bear! The 4 rockets straight onto Bear will take him out. They get that frag. Alfie and Adiski will fall on mid, but there's no heals for Froyotech, and now they just need to win these DM fights. Eric gets the kill onto Smira. Benny gets, I think, directed there. I don't know exactly what happened there, but they're getting really weak. It's just Alba and Raptor, and Alba needs to stay with Raptor, keep him alive. Alba finds the kill onto Patty. Other Froyo players might try to initiate the chase, but they're just going to be backing off. And after, I think Barry and Chad was a little bit jump scared there from that airstrike play. It will be a mid for Froyotech, but heals or Uber advantage is there for Pizza Polished.
Yeah, and they drop again to the sticky trap from Habib. Every time they have a big Uber advantage and they're getting ready to use it. Flashback, says Banny in the chat, as it did happen exactly the same about 2 minutes ago. Habib bombing in really deep on second right now. Actually gets the kill onto Smirian, secures second single-handedly. Garbuglio dying to Alfie on the flank, who's in lower PC. Hasn't been spotted, now he has, and he will be in a 2v1 if he can delay this fight from Arik. Dies to Habib as he's trying to back out, and this will be another big Uber advantage going into last for Froyo. They will be facing up a Pyro, Sentry, and Sniper.
Alright, well, Adiski is in front of the Sentry here. Just try to reflect, buy some time that way instead of just directly affecting the Uber. Reflecting those rockets quite well right now. Reflecting those stickies well. The Uber has now been committed, and Adiski is not taking any damage really, but the Sentry gets taken out. Adiski goes down as well, and now it's 5 Pizza Polish players on the right side. Alfie actually on the left is going to find a frag onto Eric for free. Pizza Polish on the right side isn't really getting contested too hard. It's now just even it's a dry push now, and it's numbers advantage for Froyo, but they aren't really collapsing onto Pizza Polish very well. They're not getting frags, but now Pizza Polish is just in spawn, and they're getting pressured out really hard. Alfie jumping in from lobby, trying to get onto the point, but just not in time. And, well, they will be giving up the 4th round of this map.
Yeah, and with one round before they get knocked into the lower bracket, they're going to go for the double airstrike mid again. I think this time we'd like to see some big play. I don't know, I think Bear might delay on the choke again because he's probably going to be expecting it.
Oh, they beef the rollouts. Alfie kind of nails it, gets a frag onto Garbuglio, which, I mean, they've recovered okay from this. Smear goes down on the left side, but Alba's on over the top of the mid. He's going to try to aggress. Alfie coming in after Alba dying. Idiski flying through the air, and, well, it's not really working out too great for Pizza Polish. They got the opening frag, but after that, they've just been giving up everyone right now, and Raptor is going to be trying to get out one. Kratos gets a frag against Eric and is actually still alive, but Raptor's going to get chased. Eric is trying to get onto Bear, but he goes down from the sign from Habib. And, well, Froyotech hasn't capped mid yet, so they have to back up a little bit, which is at least going to allow Pizza Polish to have all their players up for this last hold.
Yeah, but without a medic and buffs only coming into play just now, I don't know how good this hold's going to be, considering Froyo have been really good at pushing them so far. There's maybe something that can be done. I see.
What is this? Oh, what is this double spy play? Alfie
gets signed down by Froyo Habib, and that'll be 2 soldier picks with full Uber advantage. There's just a heavy and Engie. Not really much to actually contest the point once those are dealt with. Maybe Smear can do some good to delay it, but he gets a pick onto Habib actually as they come in, deal with the sentry, but Froyo are trying to walk in on the left-hand side. There's some of the stickies on the point, Paddy's on the high ground, Garbuglio dying, so not looking too bad for Pizza Polish. It looks like Froyo are going to have to cancel this.
Yeah, they took really long to get in onto the left side, and after that they got their Pizza Polish got their players up, they had the heals, they just waited for them to jump in, and Paddy had a really ineffective jump, just straight up making the cardinal sin of jumping into a heavy straight up, and got completely denied. And yeah, Pizza Polish managed to hold that, and they're now going to be going on to second, and they even have a pretty decent Uber advantage to boot, but Banny is on last. He's going to be capping it up, but Active just block for Paddy, and he's going to fight Kratos, and Banny wins the 1v1, and the back cap will be there, and Froyotech will win 5-0.
5-0, 5-0, so not a strong showing for Pizza Polish in that one. Froyo looking pretty good, all things considered.
Yeah, I mean, it is 5-0, 5-0, but I feel like the process match, this map wasn't that one-sided. Like, I feel like they just messed up a lot for, like, getting caught by those sticky traps, and I mean this back cap, like, that's literally just a 1v1, so that's essentially a dice roll. Like, it's just, there's just a lot of, I mean, it's a mixed team, so, you know, the holes are what's definitely making this at least as one-sided as it is.
Those two drops could have been corrected with just people checking sticky traps.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I feel like those are the things that don't really, a lot of mistakes that get overlooked, but stuff that doesn't show up in logs, you know, which, speaking of which, we can bring up right now. And again, we see a very dominant performance from, you guessed it, Habib.
Damn.
I mean, when you play demo and you have a good DM and your team wins 5-0s, you get logs like these. If you look at the stats, he's the kind of standout player. But as I like to remind everyone, in 5-0 roles, stats don't mean a whole lot.
Yeah, I mean, a good example is just looking at the soldier stats. I mean, Alfie and Adiski, like, essentially suicided at, like, three mids. So, you know,
they're definitely one basket. They kind of were relying on that mid working. And even the mid where they did get Bear and they made it work, they didn't win it in the end because they were able to. Yeah.
It's kind of sad. The first round, the reason why it didn't work was because I think it was Alfie or maybe DC, one of them beefed the fast rollout. Oh, so like every time that it works, they nailed the rollout, but all the other times they just beefed it, and then just they had to kind of scramble.
Maybe that's the problem with keeping strats secret, is that you can't practice them properly, you know.
I mean,
it's the rollouts.
I mean, it's the fast roamer rollout. Like, that's something that you should.
It's different with the airstrike, though.
That is true. That is true. Yeah, it is definitely different. But just I don't know. Go into a local server, you know, practice a little bit.
I guess when we were Yeah, if you're looking at the deaths, or as it was sorted by the damage earlier, you could see pretty clearly how it's just kind of one-sided. All the deaths, 4 of the fragging classes, excluding Smeary, with the most deaths on the server. So I feel like Smeary and Raptor did a decent job of like staying alive in most situations that they could. But there's not really anything you can do as Demo and Medic. And those are 2 of the players that probably have the most relevant experience out of all the players here. Smeary, obviously, LAN experienced veteran in the game and a very capable Demo. Raptor playing on a couple of good teams, most notably Swift at I-61. I feel like they're more in tune with what's going on in a lot of these situations and what the best thing is to be doing. But
they just knocked over a bunch of posters.
Yeah, it looks like it. Just LAN shenanigans. But yeah, the soldiers and scouts of Pizza Polished kind of struggling to keep up with the pace of some of the other LAN experienced players on Froyo. After this, though, I don't know if there's anything else you want to talk about in the logs.
No, as you said, it's hard to kind of look at these logs and say anything. But you know, it was a roll. I mean, I can look at how Garbuglu went 7 and 9 and analyze that, but you're not really going to get too much out of it.
I think pre-game analysis is more fun than log analysis. If I'm honest.
I mean,
I like.
Well, you know what we need? We need the touch screen again.
Oh, that would be great.
That's good post-game analysis.
That would be really great. Unfortunately, we don't have that at this event.
We'll see it. We'll see it. It'll probably happen. You know,
it'll probably happen.
We'll see it at least at the next I series. It'll be good.
Well,
hopefully, at least I hope. I'm not promising.
We don't have a touch screen, but we do have this lovely Plantronics headset.
Yes, definitely.
Am I right?
Yes, the Rig 500E surround sound PC headset.
I want people to know
edition.
how good it is so that they spend time on making really, really great memes of me and TurboTech.
I see.
You know, so that when it comes to us picking them tomorrow and deciding on the winner, we can have a good laugh, you know. I like there was one entry that I saw of me as an ice wizard.
Oh yeah, I saw that one.
That was pretty impressive, not gonna lie. Probably one of the front runners of the ones I've seen.
Definitely.
But and I had like a flame ball in my hand, and it's the TF2 logo. Very impressive, very impressive. But I mean, there's probably a bunch of entries since I've seen. So I don't know. I think we should get some Hiipfire memes as well.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
I've got the ball rolling.
Oh no.
We can bring it back.
Why are you
Anyway,
doing this?
I think we're gonna take it to a short break, and then we'll be back with a Banny interview. The team leader of Froyotech, the man, the myth, the legend. Let's see what he has to say. But for now, this is the coverage of ESU Community Rumble brought to you by Essentials TF. Stay tuned.